5. If you were grabbed from behind. Attackers often come from the back because this is the easiest way to hold the victim's arms so that they can't move them. To set yourself free, quickly bend back and try to hit the attacker with the back of your head.
No.
Where are his hands?
No.
As someone who is 5'1", I can tell you my head is not going to be able to reach their head.
Another point I would say is, and this, Griff, you're a taller individual, okay?
Yep.
You're a taller person. If you were to grab Masa there from behind, I don't really think she's going to be able to hit you in the face with her head. And one thing I will say is just looking at this illustration. Yeah, she'll punch you in the face.
I think if Griff were to grab Masa from behind, he'd probably be grabbing her head. Let's be real. That's a size disparity.
I'm over a foot taller than her.
Yes, that is true.
If we were looking at this just from the illustration right there, right? We can clearly see that the man is a larger individual. He's larger than her. If she is straightening out completely, Griff, you grapple. Masa, you're looking at learning to grapple.
Mm-hmm.
Lucario, you have some jiu-jitsu within your syllabus.
Yeah.
Does she have a good base if she's sitting there completely straightened out? How
easy
easy
it
is?
He's gonna fucking
He's gonna be able to lift her up. He's gonna be able to drag her behind. What I would recommend, what I tell a lot of people,
it's telling her to lean back. It's saying
that's telling her to help
him.
him. What I always tell people is, if you're starting out standing and someone takes your back, right? Even if self-defense, if you're in just a match and they're trying to get behind you, say just to fall to the ground with you, you know, like a Tanya Toshi. If they're behind you, just offset your weight. Don't let your hips be in front. Shift to the side. You can grab one leg between yours and just squat to take them down, or just shoot your hips to the side, step behind so you can break the grip. Whatever you do, do not completely lock your weight out. If you lock everything out, you're just assisting them. Yeah. This is probably my least favorite thing of this video so far.
Yeah.
Aside from that, let's look at this at an anatomy standpoint. All right. One of the strongest bones of the human body is your forehead. The back of your head, not so much.
Yeah.
If you've ever been punched or kicked in the back of the head, it goes blurry really, really easily.
When we're training, do you know what we call it when you get hit in the back of the head?
What?
The Gerber baby food strike. Do you know why we call it that? Because that's all you're going to be eating for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I'm not.
So telling somebody to
also on that, I would like to point out we are not endorsed by Gerber baby food.
Hashtag not an ads.
Hashtag please sponsor us.
Please, we need
Come on, we're desperate.
Okay. I think we're ignoring the worst aspect of this, which is how likely is it that he's going to grab around her chest as opposed to pull up a little bit to the neck, you know, rear naked choke?
Both situations could happen. But in either or, you're not going to sit there and completely stiffen up. If they have you in a RNC, Hidakajime, and they're trying to choke you from behind, and you're sitting there and you're completely standing up, what are they going to do? They're just going to back up until you start falling, which in turn is causing their arms to work really similar to a noose. Dropping your weight and stiffening up is just allowing them to choke you easier. Mm-hmm. You need to fight the arms. You need to do whatever you can while dropping your weight without stiffening up. If you stiffen up, you're assisting them. Drop your weight, fight the arms, break the grip. That's really your main focus in this situation. They talked about striking the ankle earlier. Why aren't they stomping on the foot here? Even if they're wearing boots, you were stomping because even if they feel just a small amount of pressure, that they could think about it. It doesn't take that much effort to stomp on someone's foot.
You stomp on their ankle, you pull on their arms while you're hitting them.
One thing that I have seen, and this is one of the good things I can say that the Gracies have shown for self-defense.
Yeah.
If someone is hugging you from behind and you just reach up and you latch on the arms, you can either step out and do almost like an ankle pick with them on your back, or drop your hips and just shoot up like you're doing an ogoshi, right? But now this is the big but. This does not mean that I'm endorsing the Gracies. I am saying they got it from judo. They got it from judo. You can throw someone who has your back. It is applicable.
But
And I'm going ahead and telling you.
this is the
Let's
big
talk
but.
about how likely it is. Let's talk about how likely it is the guy is just going to grab you there and just hold you, right? Generally, if they're grabbing
They're
you
gonna be
around like that,
struggling. They're
either
gonna be
they're
pulling
holding
you.
you still, they're either holding you for somebody else to come up and attack you, or they're going to be pulling you around and trying to take out whatever base you have and move you to wherever they want you.
Also,
Exactly. If you stiffen up,
Something
it's
they
a
don't
lot
mention.
easier to drag you around.
something they don't
Drop your
mention,
weight, slam them over. Planet
he's
hits
not
harder than
covering
you
her
do.
mouth. She could very easily just be like, "Help! Someone's trying to pull guard on me."
No. Now, we're not talking
I feel
about
like
hit
that's
your phone.
heavily coded.
What I do want to point out, and it's not really applying to this, but it's something that any viewer watching this can kind of keep in mind. When you are leaving a store, when you're leaving a gas station, you're leaving anything, going into the parking lot, do not keep your eyes buried into your phone. Do not keep your eyes buried in your purse, looking through other things. You can just as easily reach into your purse and find your keys without having to sit there and just stare into it. Don't take your eyes out of where you're walking. Because if someone is looking for a victim within a parking lot, someone that they want to harass, someone they want to attack, what looks like a better target for them? Someone who is on alert, walking around, just scanning the parking lot as they walk. It doesn't take any effort. Or someone who is sitting there staring into something else. That's why you see a lot of parents, a lot of mothers who are in town with their children are attacked. Why? Because their focus is on the children. Their focus isn't on where they're going. They could be screaming at the kids, "Hey, watch where you're going. Don't go out into the public. Don't be going out in front of cars." They've got a secondary focus that they're focused on at that point. Situational awareness is the best thing you can learn for self-defense. Watch where you're going. Look
Can I
around yourself.
elaborate with this?
Make yourself not seem like an easy target. I'm not saying you need to be puffing out your chest, walking around like you're the biggest shot in town. No. I'm saying when you're walking, it doesn't take any effort to look around. Look around yourself. If you see someone who looks fishy, you can go back into the building and say, "Hey, can I have one of you walk me to my car?" They won't have any problem with that. That's just my little tidbit I wanted to add in on that.
I can elaborate with what Lo said.
Mm-hmm.
One time, I was walking down the street, right? And I was playing on my phone. I was actually listening to music. And I looked down to change the song, and I was attacked by a mailbox that just came out of nowhere, right? It was kidding. I walked into the mailbox.
But you didn't even know this. You didn't even know the mailbox was there, right?
Exactly.